Unajua mimi ni youth na my youth lazima tukue radical. So ukiniona kwa mtandao nikiongea about TVET ni kwa sababu nataka government make TVET a priority. Hey there, I'm Lynette, and my peers call me Linai, which they believe is easier. The Lynette was such a long word, so feel free to call me Linai. I'm the founder of Ujana Afrika, which exists to empower the youth, specifically the young girls, to pursue technical courses and TVET. And the rationale behind founding Ujana Afrika, which is a journey I started about 3 years ago, thanks to my late father who mentored me. He was an educationist and a believer of education sector reforms. So when I decided to be a social policy practitioner, the best step was to go into my passion, which was in trying to get the youth to embrace skills development for the future of work. And this is the rationale behind Ujana Afrika, which has 3 key components. One is the TVET advocacy, advocating for the skills development among the youth, advocating for the youth to change their mindsets towards being hands-on, being technical, and more so, the women who believe that this is still a male-dominated industry. Secondly, providing TVET scholarships to increase the access and equity for TVET education, and more so at the grassroots level where the young girls do not get opportunity to be able to advance their education. And finally, offering mentorship to our young scholars. We are historically a nation that believes in the white-collar jobs, and this has made our mindsets only be geared to pursuing career and pathways that will let you be employed in an office. So Ujana Afrika exists to also demystify TVET, create awareness about how TVET is aligned to the global emerging occupations. You all know we have AI, which is replacing a lot of the traditional white-collar jobs. So at Ujana Afrika, we pride ourselves being young. I am a young woman in STEM. I have gone through the TVET path myself through engineering. And I do know what it means for a young girl to get an opportunity to study and also be mentored so that they don't fall off like some of us did and did not practice the engineering. So with Ujana Afrika, we welcome youth partners, youth serving organizations for collaborations, drawing synergies across the globe so that we can actualize some of the sustainable development goals like number 4 on quality education, number 5 on gender equality, and this is the rationale behind Ujana Afrika. Our flagship project, The Road to 1,000 Girls, is very personal to me. One is a young woman in STEM and not really having met a lot of female mentors when I was in school back in the day. So there's a glaring gap in the that has contributed and led to the low female enrollment in TVET and very few women pursuing technical courses. One of the areas of concern is the lack of female mentors in the profession. Male-dominated careers such as TVET are the leading cause of there to be lack of female in the TVET courses. And this has made me really make sure that we are going to be able to increase the numbers of females, and that is what guided our 5-year strategy to be able to skill 1,000 girls at grassroots level. In your local community, we would like to send girls to technical and vocational centers, to technical training institutions, and to let them pursue the same courses that we tell our male counterparts to pursue: automotive engineering, electrical, mechanical. And this is the only way we will have a pool of readily available technically skilled professionals, both male and female. In addition, in meeting the sustainable development goals of gender equality, it is then upon us to increase access and equity to females being enrolled in technical institutions for them to get the skills that are requisite to their own livelihoods. They need also to have dignified and meaningful livelihoods, and this can come if they're able to have skills that they can apply in the industry, even for their own self-employment, entrepreneurship. So that is the rationale behind having a girl-oriented scholarship program. In addition, based on evidence and data-driven decision-making, Ujana Afrika believes that data is at the heart of our decisions. When you look at the statistics, even with our Kenya National Bureau of Statistics, we look at the National Education Sector, Strategic Sector Plan, we see that the females are still low in terms of numbers, and it is upon us to increase these numbers. Thank you. So the scholarship is actually broken down as follows. It caters to your school fees and tuition. This is to allow the youth to also have ownership of the program by involving their guardians to be able to cater to the other costs of accommodation, and you know what goes into that. So that Ujana Afrika is collaborating with the local communities, working together. Now the scholarship is in two forms. You have the certificate courses in TVET, which run for 2 years, and diploma courses that run for 3 years. We're able to sponsor you to pursue either certificate or diploma based on what COOPS is able to place you according to the grades one got from the KCSE exams. As we speak, 80 girls have been onboarded, and some of them are now going to pursue diploma courses in reputable technical training institutions and even the certificate courses. At the grassroots level, we really want to empower TVET institutions to become more attractive, so that we don't only bring all the youth and their talents to the major cities. So we also hope that using this program, this will enable the communities to equip the schools. I know there's a role also for BOGs, parents, and I know the government has tried to ensure there's equity in terms of equipping TTIs in every constituency. So we hope our scholars will be able to go to school in their various counties and the constituencies that they belong to. Now the selection criteria, every time we open the scholarship, and unfortunately now the first portal has been closed, we work with the COOPS portal so that you're placed with via COOPS, and then you're able to proceed to the TVET institution. Our selection criteria is very inclusive, and I would like to take this opportunity to say we are cognizant of youth living with disabilities, youth in refugee camps, and we open this scholarship to everyone. We ask youth to take initiative, to look out for our scholarship adverts where we are using social media as a tool, but we also are cognizant of the lack of access maybe for those in marginalized areas, where we go through the county offices to be able to announce our scholarship program. So keeping in touch with that is a good way for the youth to know when our scholarships are open, and we hope in another 5 years we will open this, we will meet our target of 1,000 skilled girls and even go to the tens of thousands. Unajua mimi ni youth, na my youth lazima tukue radical. So ukiniona kwa mtandao nikiongea about TVET, ni kwa sababu nataka government make TVET a priority. That makes my favorite part of the day being engaging with the youth. I love having conversations. Sometimes you'll just find me hanging out, just talking about TVET. Sometimes we don't need to be always pushing a reform. Sometimes I'm just somewhere engaging people, talking to youth, telling them, sasa wewe ungekuwa na skill gani ndo unaona ingekuspia head to another level. And I really enjoy that part of the day when I can be free without any expectation, just engaging, and I get a lot of views from random youth, and that is I genuinely believe these are normally my favorite moments. My personal values, if you can see, passion comes automatic, and I use this youth vibrancy energy. Unaona niko na hiyo energy. So you'll find me with many youth just engaging to know how does the future of work look like to them, because according to me the future of work looks like just having skills, applying them, and you earn a decent income or livelihood from them. But I also like knowing as youth, unaonaje, unaona tunaenda wapi, do skills form an integral part of where we are going in the future. So I really enjoy discussing, engaging. So anyone who wants to do coffee, let's do it, let's talk, and let's see where we're driving this nation. Lazima tujenge inchi. the ladies, and I know this is something I want to talk to you about. As a young girl in STEM, unfortunately, I came up in a time when it was very male dominated, and this allowed me, or rather disallowed me, to pursue at a very practical level. And that is why I'm very keen on TVET mentorship. Mentorship is integral as you build your careers. I would say to the young women, get a mentor, get somebody who has walked that path to just guide you, encourage you. I remember when I went to internship and everyone thought I was a boy coming from China. I think those small things made me lose morale. They made me just give up. So right now, I do not want any girl giving up just because they did not have mentorship. So ni jukumu langu kuwa mentor, and I'm happy to do it. It's my passion. I eat, sleep, drink TVET, if that's the word. So I'm so happy to get people to join Ujana Afrika. It's a network, it's a platform to allow the youth wapate skills. Tunasemanga vijana na skills. So yeah, that's the passion here. Ujana Afrika is really in existence because of the hands that have held us since we started this journey. And this is my appreciation for the Ministry of Education. There's been a lot of great efforts actually the government of Kenya has put towards revamping the TVET subsector. And shout out to really the office, starting from the Cabinet Secretary to the Office of the Chief Administrative Secretary. And even most recently, when we were launching the National Communication and Advocacy Strategy, the PS Dr. Mwakima has been at the forefront championing TVET, championing the policy and advocacy reforms ongoing, telling us where we can plug in as youth-serving organizations, and even for the development partners who have continuously engaged the subsector, brought a lot of resources and support. I believe even Ujana Afrika has really benefited from this, and we want to thank even the organizations that have already recognized our impact, starting with the MasterCard Foundation. We really exist as youth-serving organizations because of the attention you give us, where you build our capacities, where you give us opportunities to even immerse ourselves, share the little we have. And I think this would not even be possible if we did not have these partnerships and I would say friends of Ujana Afrika. We have the National Youth Council. They're doing a really good job, the Youth Agenda, and these are the organizations I believe have led us to be where we are today, full of passion, full of vibrancy, energy to keep going. Asanteni sana kwa hiyo support, and tunashukuru sana kwa sababu a small early stage organization like ours definitely grows and is built by you. We thank all the donors, funders who have reached out, who are listening to us when we pitch, when we are talking to them, and not ignoring our views, not ignoring our sentiments about the sector, and most importantly, allowing us to co-design interventions, co-design programs, because we are the youth. Tuko kwa ground, vitu kwa ground ni different, but ukiongea na ujana unajua the reality. And we really thank you guys for those who are talking to us. We appreciate your time and your efforts towards us.